Hello everyone. In the current session I am going to tell about the portfolio with more than 2 securities. Whenever they give 3 securities in order to calculate the return on portfolio, so we apply portfolio with more than 2 securities. So when they ask you to solve the problems on more than 2 securities, okay, so on that time certain principles we are going to understand. So here when they give 3 securities, so on that time how to calculate the return on portfolio. Okay, so we have to consider both the security, like all 3 securities, X, Y, Z or ABC or any type of company if they mention. So we have to consider all the 3 securities. So by taking into consideration of these 3, we will be calculating return on portfolio and risk on the portfolio. Okay, so today I am going to solve the question paper problem, that is question paper from June-July 2008. June-July 2008 question paper. The question paper code is 05 MBA FM 322. The question number is 5C, which carries 10 marks. I just read out the problem. Question number 5C. Anand is considering the purchase of 3 securities A, B and C for the next year. The returns of the securities depend on next year's state of the stock market. The estimated rates of return are shown in the table. They have given table here. The first column is state of the market, next probability of occurrence, then rate of return of securities for A, B and C. The market behavior they have represented in terms of recession, average and boom. Recession, like the market is very dull. Average, as the name indicates, it is moderate, no maximum, no minimum it is, so it is a moderate one. The boom is very peak in the market behavior or in the market situation. The probability they have mentioned, for recession it is 0.25, for average is 0.50, for boom it is 0.25. Then rates of return of securities they have given for A is 10%, then for B is 9% and for C it is 14% under recession period. Under average period, the rate of return for A is 14%, B is 13% and C is 12%. Under boom period, rate of return of A is 16%, B is 18% and C is 10%. This is the value they have given. So based on this information we have to calculate the question number 1. Find each stock's expected rate of return standard deviation. We have to find out the each stock expected rate of return standard deviation and coefficient of variation. We have to find out the standard deviation of each security. Along with that we also calculate coefficient of variation. Then question number 2. Apply mean variance criterion to the alternative investment. So we have to apply mean, so we have to find out the mean value of A, B, C company, then variance criteria to the alternative investment. So we also calculate variance for all 3 securities. Next, if Anand invests 1/3 on each security, okay, if Anand invests 1/3 on each security, what would be his portfolio return? What would be his portfolio return? So we have to find out the portfolio return if he invests in terms of 1/3 on each A, B, C. Okay, this is how they have given the data. So based on this we have to compute. Fine. So here 3 securities they have given, that is company A, company A, B and C. Okay, let assume ABC is equal to X, Y and Z. Let assume A is equal to X, B is equal to Y and C is equal to Z. For the calculation it is very easy. So, for that reason we have assumed A is equal to X, B is equal to Y and C is equal to Z. Done. So, here we are going to find out the standard deviation for each security. We are going to find out the standard deviation for each security. So, first like we have to calculate for company X, then company B, later on company C. Okay. So, first let us calculate the mean value of X company, then mean value of Y company, then mean value of Z company. So, first one by one we can take it. Company A, that is X, probability they have given the probability, how much they have given, 0.25, then 0.50, then 0.25 in 3 level, that is recession, average and peak level or boom stage. So, X, return of X also they have given at how much, 10%, 14% and 16%. So, let us find out the X bar. Let us find out the X bar. Find out the X bar. This into this one, 0.25 into 10, 0.50 into 14, 0.25 into 16. So, you will get 2.5, then 7 and 4. So, total of this one is called as X bar. Total of this one is 13.5. We call it as X bar. This is expected return of X company or A company. Then find out X minus X bar. X minus X bar, you have to do it. So, 10 minus 13.5, it is minus 3.5, then 14 minus 13.5 is 0.5 plus, then 16 minus 13.5 is 2.5. This is called as X minus X bar. Then moving on to X minus X bar whole square. X minus X bar whole square. So, square value of X minus X bar you do, you will get 12.25, 0.25, 6.25. This is called as X minus X bar square, whole square. Then probability they have given, we have to multiply probability into X minus X bar whole square. P into X minus X bar whole square. You have to do it. (0.25) into 12.25, you will get 3.0625. Same thing for the next one, 0.25 into 0.50, you will get 0.125, then 6.25 into 0.25, you will get 1.5625. Okay, then sum of this one, you will get 4.75. This is sigma p x minus x bar whole square. Okay. So then moving on to calculation of standard deviation x. Standard deviation x is equal to, what is the formula? That is sigma p into x minus x bar whole square. Whatever you have a value, root of that is called standard deviation of x. That is how much you got? We got 4.75. So 4.75 root value is, you will get 2.18. 2.18. You will get 2.18. That is, this is called as standard deviation of x. Then coefficient of variance, that is CV. The CV is equal to standard deviation of x. Standard deviation of x divided by x bar whole into 100. So how much standard deviation x? 2.18. X bar is how much? It is 13.5 into 100 if you do. So how much you will get? You will get 16.15. This is called covariance. Okay, this is called CV calculation. Next, moving on to standard deviation square or variance. Standard deviation square or variance, they have asked in the problem. Standard deviation square. So how you are going to calculate standard deviation square? That is, standard deviation square, how much variance? It is 4.75. Whatever we have, sigma p into x minus x bar whole square is nothing but standard deviation square or variance of 4.75. This is called covariance. Okay, done. Same thing you have to calculate for y and z. Same thing you have to calculate for y and z. Okay, next moving on to calculation for company B or Y. Okay, as usual they have given the probability value. So Y you consider, return of Y they have given in the problem itself, how much? 9, 13 and 18. 9%, 13% and 18%. So find out the y bar p into y, how much you will get? You will get 2.25. $6.5, 4.5. This is called y bar. Okay, then average y bar, expected return, how much it is? Put together it is 13.85. This is called total value of total return of security y. Fine. 2.25 plus 6.5 plus 4.5. You will get 13.25. 13.25. Then moving on to y minus y bar. Y minus y bar, you do it. 9 minus 13.25. You will get 4.25 minus it is then 13 minus 13.25, it is 0.25, this also minus. Then 18 minus 13.25, it is 4.75. Then moving on to y minus y bar whole square. 4.25 square value is 18.0625. Then 0.25 is 0.0625. 4.75 square value is 22.5625. Then moving on to p into y minus y bar whole square. P into y minus y bar whole square 0.25 into 18.0625 is 4.5156. Next 0.50 into 0.0625 is 0.013. Next 0.25 into 22.5625 is equal to 5.6406. Okay, then sum of this one, you will get 10.1875. Fine. Next, standard deviation y is equal to 10.1875. Root value you will get 3.19. 3.19. Then CV is equal to 3.19 divided by 13.25 into 100. So, you will get 24.08. 24.08, you will get it. This is the calculation of company B, standard deviation and CV. Same thing you have to do it for Z. That is C, company C, it is represented as Z. So, probability same as this one, company Z return, they have mentioned it is 14, 12 and 10. 14, 12 and 10. Then go for Z bar. Z bar, this into this one, you will get 3.5, 0.50 into 12, you will get 6, 0.25 into 10, you will get 2.5. So, sum of this one is 12, this is sigma Z bar. Next, Z minus Z bar, you have to do it. So, we will get 2, 0, then 2, you will get it. Okay, this is minus. Next, moving on to Z minus Z bar whole square. Z minus Z bar whole square. So, square of this one, it is 4, 0, 4. Next, P into Z minus Z bar whole square, 0.25 into 4, you will get 1, 0, 1, total is 2. Then standard deviation of z is equal to root of 2. Okay, so you will get 1.41. This is called standard deviation of z. Then find out the CV. CV is equal to 1.41 divided by 12 into 100. 1.41 divided by 12 into 100. How much you will get? You will get 11.75. This is calculation of CV for C and standard deviation of Z for company C. Got it? So, put together company A, B and C, we are going to find out the portfolio return now. Now, we are going to find out the portfolio return. We have to find out the portfolio return. So, okay, return on portfolio is equal to weight of X and X bar, weight of X into X bar plus weight of Y into Y bar plus weight of Z into Z bar. Okay. So, weight already they have given in the problem 1/3 into X bar how much we have calculated already, that is 13.5. Weight Y also 1/3 of that. Then Y bar is also 13.25 plus weight Z 1/3 of that, Z bar is 12. So, find out this into this one, this into this one and this into this one. So, I will get 4.50 if you multiply these two, then 1/3 of 13.25 if you multiply you will get 4.42. Then if you multiply this into this you will get 4. So, put together all it is 12.92. 12.92%. This is the return on portfolio by taking into consideration of security A, B as well as C. This is how we have to calculate. Okay, fine. Next, moving on to another problem from the question paper. December 2015, Jan 2016 question paper. It is 14 MBFM 303 subject code, and the question number is section C, question number 3. First I read out the problem. Listen to me. A portfolio consists of 3 securities, 1, 2 and 3. The properties of these securities are: weight 1 is 0.3, weight 2 is 0.5 and weight 3 is 0.2. The standard deviation of return on these securities in terms of percentage terms they have given, that is standard deviation 1 is 6, standard deviation 2 is 9, standard deviation 3 is 10. The correlation coefficients among security return are, that is put together it is 1 and 2, R value of 1 and 2 is 0.4 and R value of 1 and 3 is 0.6 and R value of 2 and 3 is 0.7. What is the standard deviation of portfolio return? What is the standard deviation of portfolio return? So, here they have given the 3 securities values, that is in terms of weight they have given, that is X is 1 is 0.30 and 2 is 0.5 and 3 is 0.20, and also they have given standard deviation of 1 is 6 and standard deviation of 2 is 9 and standard deviation of 3 is 10, and also they have given R value. The R value of 1 and 2 is 0.4 and R value of 2 and 3 is 0.7 and R value of 1 and 2 is 0.6. Okay. With the help of these value, we have to find out the standard deviation of P. So, first let us write down the given values. So, they have given weight 1, security 1, weights is 0.30, then weight 2 is 0.50, weight 3 is 0.20. Out of 1, 30% for 1, 50% for 2 and 20% for 3. Then standard deviation of 1 they have given is 6%, standard deviation of 2 is how much? 9, and standard deviation of 3 is how much? It is 10. Then they have also given R value of 1 and 2. R value of 1 and 2 together it is 0.40 and R value of 2 and 3. R value of 2 and 3 is 0.7 and R value of 1 and 3 is 0.6. This is the data they have given. Okay, so only we have to apply the formula and we have to find out the value of standard deviation P. Apply the formula, that is standard deviation P is equal to weight 1 square into standard deviation 1 square plus weight 2 square into standard deviation 2 square plus weight 3 square into standard deviation 3 square plus 2 into R. When it comes to R, 3 we have to consider. First we consider 1 and 2, that is 0.40, that is we call it as R of 1, 2. First let us take the formula, then we can go for computation of that. R 1 into 2 into weight of 1 into weight of 2 into standard deviation of 1 into standard deviation of 2 plus again 2 into, again we have to take 2 into R. R is equal to next to 2 and 3 into weight of 2 into weight of 3 into standard deviation of 2 into standard deviation of 3 plus again the third bunch, that is 2 into R 2 1 3 that is weight 1 into weight 3 into standard deviation 1 into standard deviation 3. We have to take it like this. Okay, so one set for 1 and 2 and the one for 2 3 and the one for 1 3. Okay, values they have given in the problem itself. So you just take it. Weight of 1 is 0.30 square, then standard deviation 1 is 6 square plus weight 2 is 0.50 square, standard deviation 2 is 9 square plus z 0.20 square, then 10 square plus 2 into R12 is 0.40 into weight of 1 0.30 into weight of 2 is 0.50 into standard deviation 1 is how much? 6, standard deviation 2 is 9 plus 2 into R23, how much it is? 0.7 into weight 2 is 0.50 into weight 3, how much? 0.20 into standard deviation 2, how much it is? 9, standard deviation 3 is 10 plus 2 into R13 is 0.6 into weight of 1 is how much? 0.30, weight of 3 is 0.20, then standard deviation of 1 is 6, standard deviation of 3 is 10. We have to take the values like this. Multiply this into this one. You will get 0.09, 0.36 square of that one, plus you will get 0.25, 9 square if you do, you will get 81, then 0.20 square if you do, you will get 0.04. So 10 square if you do, you will get 100 plus 2 into 0.40 into 0.30 into 0.50 into 6 into 9. If you do that, you will get 6.48. Then 2 into 0.70 into 0.50 into 0.20 into 9 into 10. If you do this, you will get 12.6. Okay. Then 2 into 0.60 into 0.30 into 0.20 into 6 into 10. If you do that, you will get 4.32. So add these values, multiply this into this one. After that, you goes on adding that, you will get 50.89 standard deviation P. So standard deviation P is equal to 50.89. Root of that is 7.13. 7.13%. This is called standard